Hello. Oh my god, my voice. Hello. This is my updated shelf tour. It has been almost 3 months since I filmed the last one, and a lot has changed. I can't get everything into one frame anymore, number one. And two, this kind of organization and shelves have gone through like 3 different iterations since. So when I get stressed out, I tend to rearrange my shelves, and it like it's very therapeutic. Um, but yeah, so this it's been like this for like a month. So I think I'll probably keep it like this. So I thought I'd film one and actually try to upload it this time because the last few I filmed were kind of messes. I might also put in clips maybe eventually of the other iterations just to kind of show you what they look like before. One of them, oh my god, it was so awful. Okay, but yeah, just to show you how bad it was because I condensed it to 2 big shelves and one small one and fit my entire collection in there, and it just oh, it was so ugly. Um, but yeah, here is everything. As a disclaimer, once again, I'm not filming this to kind of like show how much stuff I have. It's more to keep track for myself of my collections. Everything I bought, because I literally have not spent money on anything else except for albums and K-pop things during the pandemic. Oh my god. Okay, anyway, I'm holding the phone. Sorry if it's shaky. I also haven't really cleaned up or dusted. I've been really, really busy, hence the not uploading a video for like 2 months thing. Yeah. So on the left now, I kind of organized it like these shells are all from Target. I kind of bought all of them when they had a sale, so I have like an entire wall of shelves now, and I kind of like it. Yeah, the two on the left are basically my old groups. So there's BTS, NCT, the boys, and then some Stray Kids and Ace, and photo books and other display things. Oh, and SuperM, and some solo artists and random stuff. I tried my best to organize things that in a way that makes sense, but it might not. I don't know. And then on the right are just kind of everybody else. I think what's happened in the last few months was I really kind of really figured out who my alt groups are like solidly and who I'm like collecting everything for, and then really trying to cut down on getting things for other groups. Like I'll still support them and listen to their music and everything, but I'm not gonna go out and buy every version of every album that they release, because it went a little crazy at the beginning of like quarantine pandemic much earlier this year, and need to not do that anymore. Yeah, so we'll get started. I'm gonna walk around to the side. There are my plants and Taeyong up there. But the first shelf here, I have some kind of solo stuff on the left. I don't know. I honestly, I just couldn't fit Bacon, like Giant Delight albums or Songwoo's really where it would go with everybody else. So then I was like, you know what, solo artist over there, with some XOSC right there. So it's Bacon, Songwoo, Daniel, Kang Daniel, Park Ji-hoon, SC, and yeah, that's it. And then the start of BTS. And for Bacon, I collect all albums that he releases, except he just came out with a Korean album, so a Japanese album. So I don't think I'm gonna get those because they're really expensive. Maybe one, but yeah. So for Bacon, I collect all Korean albums, I guess, and for BTS, same, all Korean albums and some Japanese releases. So here is all of the discography up until now. I actually, this is, today is the end of November. It is literally November 29th. And that was just a timestamp for myself. But I actually have the B album. It's at my friend's house right now, and I will get it later today, but the sun has been going down at like 3 p.m., so I thought I'd film this before I lost all the sun. So that's why B is not there. And then going down here are just like Kinos. I really don't know who I get Kinos for anymore. All of 127, all of like NCT 2020, I guess, and some all of Bacon's and some EXO, I guess. But yeah, they're really cute, but they're running out of space, so I have them like that. And then here is my NCT collection. There's Haechan, and then there's also Win-Win behind him, but I'm not gonna move it because it's gonna make everything fall over. Yeah, so this hasn't really, BTS hasn't really changed much, and NCT hasn't changed much since last time I get all their albums. So the only thing that's changed is I have more of them. Then also for my duplicate albums that I get, I keep them in a different room. And I've been hosting some group orders and things, and some people just want the inclusion, so I just have a shit ton of extra albums. It's kind of terrifying in the other room. Anyway, there are those. And then for NCT, when there are member covers, like for the Japanese albums or Regulate, I get I have Taeyong's on the way finally for Regulate, so I'll have Taeyong and Haechan for that, but otherwise I just have Taeyong's for Chain and Awaken that are here. Yeah, and of course Wavy and Dream are included here too, and all of their 2018 and 2020 stuff. And then here are SuperM albums, so all of the US press for all the members and the United version, and then the Korean version, just the Taeyong, Lucas, and Bacon covers, because they're my biases, and then all of the ones including these albums are honestly so ugly on the side, and just generally for storing. But yeah, these are like the Target exclusive, pre-order exclusive covers, the regular ones, and the units. And then I just kind of have Bacon's albums dispersed literally everywhere throughout my collection, I guess, and the shelf. So these are all of the jewel cases that EXO has released, and EXO CBX that have Bacon's face on them. That hasn't changed. So I just kind of stored them there. And then here are my Stray Kids and Ace albums. They kind of fit together on a shelf so far, just because Ace albums are so thin. And so are most of the Stray Kids until they started doing the boxes, so I just put them all here. Except for Stray Kids and Ace new releases, which Ace's album, like, design is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I haven't really gone back and collected any more of Stray Kids to like finish up my different versions. I will eventually. I say that all the time, but I will. I might do that for Christmas and give just finish my collection as a Christmas present. I don't know why I sat down. I'm never getting back up. This is a mess. This is just trade things and packaging, and just, yeah. That entire shoebox is filled with things that are for sale and trade. And so is that smaller box on top. And yeah. Kind of on a related note, over here are my binders, my collections. And what I've actually done in the last 2 months, I don't know, I've just really decided who I wanted to collect. So that's why I basically just purged my entire collection, and except for my ults, I kind of just pulled most of my collection out and put them up for trade and sale, just because I have to adult and prioritize things, and collecting everybody for every group I like, or all my biases for every group is yeah, it's just not gonna happen. Yeah, and then here are like photo books, magazines, and like pre-order benefits, and like books and stuff from Season's Greetings. it is quickly running out of space. So yeah, and then there are pins back there, Taylor's little the Icon magazine thing. I am clearly not going into detail this time with everything, and I can maybe in a future video. Like, I might film one year's end, even though it's not going to be much different from this, but anyway, yeah, these giant ass brochures, they're so huge, so I have to make this work. Oh, I finally got this. I don't think this was in the last video. I finally got this all area access. I don't want to talk about how much I paid for it, but yeah, from the boys. Yeah, and then please ignore this. What is in here? Oh, more trade stuff. Things up for trade. And then these are things that I was taking pictures of and forgot to put back. Okay. And then on this shelf is the boys collection. So for them, I also collect everything. Korean and Japanese albums, and then their one Japanese album, that Sunu CD plate hidden in there. I don't want to take it out. But yeah. And then for... Oh, I also don't want to talk about how many albums I have from Chase. Just to get there, if you collect the boys, you know that for this album, they had 17 like pre-order benefit or like fan call photo cards to collect, and that's just so excessive. But yeah, that happened. So anyway, I have a lot of those, and these are all of the Sunu like cover plate albums. I don't know. Anyway, yep. And you already saw BTS. So moving on to just my display. It's basically the same thing. There was a BTS one from my when I went to go see them in concert last year, up on top. And then one night it just fell down. It is behind one of these shelves, but there is no way I'm gonna reach it. And I am moving soon, so I think what I'm gonna do is probably film one more of like shelf tour video before I move, and then one of me organizing it once I move. So yeah, here's my just like random freebies and art and stuff and gifts from friends and trades and stuff like that. Please ignore everything over there. I hope there's no like sensitive information, but those are the trades and stuff that need to go out. I think they need a package. Otherwise, just some displays. And it is November, so it's still young. Yeah. And then here are my like DVDs and things like that with the Jungkook creeping in the back. So all the BTS ones, memories, and then concerts and Mustard DVD, and then ones for EXO, ATEEZ, and the and ACE. And then down here are Season's Greetings boxes, and then some posters and light sticks. I ended up, because they were getting really dusty, and also I was really afraid of them like falling, I ended up putting like 6 back in their boxes. And a creepy Jungkook doll that my friend's mom got me for Christmas. Here is the Everybody Else one with the BT21. I also put them back in boxes and displayed them up because they were also getting very dirty. RJ lives with me on my bed, so he's not displayed there. And then here I have everything coordinated. The reason I do the rainbow coordination, it's actually really helped me control how much of other people's albums I buy that aren't like my alt, just because like if I organize, before I used to organize them by group, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I have to complete this album. I'm just a one version away, or like I'm missing this one. And I would always like try to complete everything. But just putting them in a rainbow, I don't know, this is just a tidbit if it helps anyone else, but putting them like kind of in a rainbow design, or like some people do height, I don't know. but just doing it that way has helped me like feel less like I need to complete groups discographies, if that makes sense. And it just kind of like, I could just be okay with buying one album and then putting it in there in the rainbow. But yeah, so it includes, let's see, I'm trying to name everybody here. There's ATEEZ, Mamamoo, AB6, ONF, SF9, GOT7, 17, Gravity, TXT, Dreamcatcher, Astro, New East, Twice, CIX, ONE US on that top shelf, and some other like multiples of them. And then there's more of them, and then did I already say Monsta X? Anyway, Monsta X, DKB, Blackpink, Everglow, ITZY, and this is the Mark cover of Present You. And then here is a Bacon CBX album. Bacon's everywhere. Like, he's just everywhere in my collection. I don't know. Yeah, and then there's Pentagon. And then here, continuing in the rainbow. And believe me, I'm very aware that, like, I'm starting to run out of space, and which is why I'm also really limiting myself on albums I'm buying. But yeah, very, very CND. One We. Oh, I also have another One We album. That's at my friend's house. That's not in here. 101, Golden Child. All of the tall ass Golden Child albums. TOO. Let's see. More Very, Very EXO. More ONF, Everglow, and then more of Bacon's albums, and then Treasure, and some CBX and EXO. And then here, I just have a little shelf with some display stuff and some of the shorter Black albums because they have outgrown their shelf. So there's some, besides what I've already named, there's Irene and Silgi. Yeah, and then down here are like my Black albums, and the lighting always makes them look different. They look somewhat more cohesive, not really, in person, but they're arranged by height. There's like HND, X1, I'm trying to go see who I named that I haven't already, Victon, and I think that's it. Those are all new people, but like everybody else too. And then down here are my white albums, which is, I think, yeah, they haven't like completely taken up a shelf yet, but I have a little bit of space, thank goodness. But yeah, there's a lot of Luna. Not as much as a lot of other people's collections, but I definitely was collecting Luna for a while, and then I was like, there's no way I can't do this. I don't know why I think I accidentally knocked them out. Oh! Anyway, just had to fix that really quick. And then, yeah, that's everything. This was, like, the quickest. I know my shelf tour, my last one was like really long. The other ones I filmed also were really, really long. So anyway, that was just a quick rundown and update of my shelf tour. If I don't put it in this video, which I probably won't because I won't edit this one, just upload it, then I'll show the other iterations later. Oh my gosh. Okay. Anyway, have a great end of your year. I probably won't upload very much. I have so many videos I need to upload. Okay, anyway, this is about to be 20 minutes long. Goodbye. Have a good one.